Hello and welcome to a very celebratory podcast on my behalf. I am joined by Robert Someone. How are we doing?
I'm great, actually. I'm celebrating your win.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to be a lot less humble than the Division 2 podcast. I'm going to bask in my glory today. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. But I'll go into that anyway. But yeah, no, welcome. We're going to obviously review the magical jewel in the Emirates that is Bahrain, and we're going to... For some of us. And we're going to look at probably the least favourite track of mine and Robertson's game,
I think probably is an understatement.
Yeah, no, I agree. Not a fan of what is to come later on this evening, but there we are. We shall try. That's all we can do. How are you getting on, Robert? You good?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the race.
Good.
And hope I finish.
Yeah. So talk us through your Bahrain. Seemed a bit fraught.
I think my Bahrain could have been so much better if I was able to stay out of trouble, but I wasn't. So I just got front wing damage on my first lap. If you've seen my video, you probably know that.
Yeah. Who did you tangle with?
Went to the back of the grid. You know this, right? So you're just asking me to make me feel bad?
Was
it curious?
No, I forgot. Was it Car Cannon?
Yep.
Yeah. You and your teammate.
Force India's at it again. Second week in a row.
It's like the real life Force Indias.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. We want to be as realistic as possible.
Yeah, two really very clean drivers. You and Car Cannon don't normally cause much trouble at all, and yet you've managed to 2 out of 2 races so far impact each other. So,
well, if it was just that, I would have been fine. But I actually impacted someone else's race, and I'll talk about that a bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I had the potential to maybe fight for a podium if nothing had happened, but of course I can't say anything since I actually did not finish the race. I lost it on the curb, second sector, and went straight into a wall.
So easy to do. That curb is horrible, and there's no way seemingly of stopping your car either.
Nah, you can do whatever you want, but you're just gliding towards the wall.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, anything else you want to touch upon before we go into the quali? I remember the quali results, but we haven't exactly got them here. But I can roughly go through what happened in quali. But
well, I think we can just go straight into quali, and I'll talk about something else a bit later.
Yeah. No, quali was a lot quicker than I was anticipating personally. I think Wave...
For some of us.
Well, yeah. People were breaking, I think, the 27 mark, which I wasn't anticipating. And yeah, a few people did. Obviously, Wave got on pole with a 27.8.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
again, I'm a professional podcast host for second time in a row.
No, he was 27.8. I remember that. I know that. I think Coco was very close behind him in second. In regards to third, that was Adrelok, which was a great time from him. And I was in fourth and James in fifth, but it was very tight. Like, there was only 2 tenths between James and Coco, not Coco, Wave, from memory. And when I went over the line, I was in second, which I didn't mind, but I think both Adrelok and Coco improved quite drastically. So yeah, that was quite tense. But yeah, no, to be fair, there wasn't really too much in the way of a surprise. I think for some of the quali performances, I think Dave didn't qualify very well in 13th, but I think everyone else was. I think everyone else was roughly where perhaps they would have wanted to be. Except, I mean, you in 11th was probably a bit low. Was you anticipating being in 11th? Or?
I didn't want to be in 11, of course, but it actually worked pretty well for me.
Yeah.
At least I thought it would be, because I set my first lap on the super softs. I went really slowly, just wanted to test it out, and for my final lap, when I got out on the softs, which was the tire I wanted to qualify on, I made so many mistakes, and I actually managed to be slower than my first lap. So I'm glad I finished 11th, so I could actually start on the softs.
Yeah.
Which again did not help me at all.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I found this. What are your thoughts on this? Because after the race, Wave was very. I think he was fairly sure that the two-stop was quicker, but I was adamant it wasn't. If I'm honest.
The one stop, from what I practiced at least, the one stop was definitely quicker. I mean, for him being so much faster than all of us in terms of race pace, I think he can definitely believe that the two stop is quicker. But I would say the one stop for the rest of us, for the real people, not the fast aliens, the one stop would have been ideal.
Yeah. No. It was such an interesting race because I didn't anticipate it going the way it did. But I think I had a particular game plan. If I'm honest, I decided to not battle anybody because I was hoping that Wave and Coco would battle, which they did, and that they'd get stuck behind people a little bit, which they did a little bit. And that's the only reason why I didn't two-stop, because I didn't really want to go in early and have to come out behind someone that's fairly competent at wheel to wheel, someone like Bellon, or someone like that, and waste time. I think that was probably the factor that they didn't really take into consideration.
Now, again, coming back to Wave and Coco, they fought for so many laps.
Yeah,
I know that because Coco was just shouting all the time at me, just telling me how he cannot get past him, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, no, and and one thing to point out as well, a Wave pointed out after the race, but it might have got missed by a few, but he got a 5-second stop and go that he did serve. So that really affected his ability to try and catch me, I think.
And Coco, of course, he drove for almost the whole entire race with a damaged front wing, and then I remember him telling me he got hit by James at some point.
Really?
And that's how he lost a lot of time. Yeah.
Because I didn't. The funny thing is, I didn't really see what happened with Coco, because I saw that towards the end of the race he was a long way behind Wave, and that shocked me because I didn't notice him drop back. I just saw him like 15 seconds back. It was really strange. But James actually, he made a few ambitious moves. He did one on me, which I anticipated down into T1, and I had a feeling he might overshoot T1, and he did. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's interesting that someone else had a bit of a tie-up with him. I think sometimes he gets a bit ambitious wheel to wheel, in my experience anyway.
The thing is, nobody actually knew about this because nobody has videos of the two tangling.
Oh really?
Yeah. so that's why nobody said anything.
Okay. Yeah, so it was a very fraught race. I mean, obviously, I've already gone over what kind of happened with me. I just stayed out of trouble and just drove. I had pretty much clean air. I think I had to overtake Emperor and James. I don't think I overtook anyone else. I think literally I made 2 overtakes on people, and that was it. I just literally stayed out of trouble completely. But yeah, there's not much to tell you about my race, other than the fact it ended well.
Well, I mean, mine started really badly.
Mm-hmm.
It got a lot better towards the end, and then the end was just tragic. And I guess I can talk about this right now.
Yeah, where was you when you crashed?
I think I was 4th or 5th.
Oh, right.
My tires were just starting to die out, my mediums, which I had been on since the first lap, basically, because I had to change my front wing. I was battling Dave. He overtook me. I made a mistake. Maka came from behind, got in front of me. I was better than him on the traction. I clipped him. He got spun and ran into a wall, and then I lost control, hit my front wing again, and I had to change it. And that's how the race basically went downhill from there. So I'm sorry for taking Maka out, because that's not what I usually try to do. Because I always look for gaps, not necessarily to help myself overtake, but to create gaps for the people that want to get in front of me, so that I'm not hitting them or anything. So that was unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's yeah. No, I think it's just been a bit of a bad start for you, but hopefully this race will be a little bit more conducive, because obviously we have Wave in second, who drove, I think, a very I don't want to sound harsh, but I think if Wave and Coco both would have beat me if they'd have done a different strategy, hands down. I don't think they had a good race in that sense. I think that they're very quick, but actually I think they had better pace than the rest of the field by a long shot to win that race, and I think their strategy just was not very good, frankly.
Oh yeah, either of them could have won the race easily, because they were so much faster. But the fact that they had to fight each other for so long, that's what made you the outright winner of the race by by quite a lot of time, actually.
Yeah, it was. I did think about that. I did actually think about strategies about where people would come out on a 2-stop and who's going to be battling each other. So it was kind of purposely done. Kind of didn't really want to talk about it, because I was hoping to do it again around China. but you can't help but battle though sometimes. You just it's almost impossible not to, because you can't just let someone get ahead of you. So it's a tough one.
Now, going back to what you just said, if you manage to win China, you're absolutely amazing. Like, no joke.
Well, I'm guessing you're saying that for a particular reason, and I'm guessing it's because your cousin is quite quick round here.
I wouldn't say he's quite quick. I would say he's absolutely mad quick around here.
See, this is it. This is the thing with Division 3 compared to Division 2. I genuinely think that some people, practically every race, someone is going to win, probably by a decent margin in Division 3. And I don't think it's always going to be the same person at all. I think there could be 4 or 5 different people. But in Division 3, we're not consistent enough to be good at all the tracks. Like, I'm terrible at China. And
yeah, me too.
Like, Macca's terrible around Bahrain, as an example, compared. But he's looking forward to China as well. I think it might lead me. You never know. It might be Steve O'Maka and Coco this race, and me and Wave might literally be like 5th and 6th, and then it might be completely different around Azerbaijan. So
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for Monaco. That's where I will shine.
I am not waiting for. I'm not looking forward to that. But no, it's interesting. I mean, I think personally, I got driver of the day, of course. Mainly, I think for my celebration. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think Dave really had I think Dave really could have won that as well, because starting 13th and coming 4th was a very good achievement from Dave. I didn't battle him too much, but that's a pretty damn good achievement from him.
Well, if he had gotten a podium and managed to make a video celebrating like you did, I think he would have gotten driver of the day for the rest of the season.
And the 2 surprise packages this year are 5th and 6th, which is Aaron and James. Very a lot quicker than last game. We've said this before, but they're really showing that they're a lot quicker than 2017 for sure.
It makes me so much more disappointed in myself, because I know that I don't have the ability to improve to get as good as they are.
What do you think? Is there anything that you find harder in this game than last game? Is there any like traction points, braking, oversteer, understeer? Is there a pattern that you can see?
Well, I was a lot more aggressive in the last game, and I cannot do that now. And I really struggle with tire wear. That's my main. That's like my kryptonite on this game.
I think the one thing that is very prevalent, and I didn't really take much notice of it in 2017 compared to this one, is I'm finding that you really have to have a different setup for the race rather than one lap pace. You did in 2017, but I don't think you did that much. But I think this game, I'm finding on throttle and off throttle traction. I genuinely think if you don't run traction control, you need to turn it down quite low.
Well, I can handle no traction control with, without changing my my style or anything or my setups. But as I said, I'm not sure what to do with the tires, because whenever I, for example, in Bahrain, if I had used the super softs, I could have went just for a couple of laps, maybe 3 laps, and then I was done. I would have spun at every corner, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, there's a few things that are, in this game that are different. Like short shifting seems to help. I've noticed that seems to help. Like out of corners.
I haven't tried it. I shift like I did on the last game. So.
Yeah, there's a few things. I mean, like I just think it's going to take time to adapt to the game for a few people. But yeah.
Well, for me, definitely.
But we've got Silent Bob, another good drive actually, a bit under the radar. In 7th, started in 14th. That's a good drive from Bob.
That's a really good drive.
Brex was really surprisingly quick in quali actually. Probably a bit disappointed with his 8th, but he's another one that's seems to be a lot quicker than probably I anticipated. I don't know what your. Did you race with him at all?
Or? No, actually, I was behind him when I crashed. I was, I think, like 2 or 3 seconds behind him, but I didn't get to actually see him on track.
Okay. And then Carcannon picking up some points for Force India.
He's the main man in Force India.
The #1 driver at the moment. Yeah, ninth and ninth. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's always weird to see Carcannon down. I know he's obviously trialing no assists and stuff, but Carcannon was very quick last game, so it's weird for me to see him battling down there, if I'm honest.
At least he's getting us points.
Yep, yep. Wish my teammate would get a few points. That'd be handy.
Well, if we think about Australia, you know, and him, he definitely could have potentially gotten points there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Bahrain, he was quick. He was up to 6th when he I don't know, he missed his braking zone. He's been working on his wheel-to-wheel LFC this week, and he's been doing a lot of online lobbies and taking it quite serious. So I believe he's around for China. I believe. Haven't heard he's not, but yeah, hopefully he can put in a bit of a better performance. Even though he also hates that track, I can tell you now.
Well, now, is there anybody who genuinely loves the track besides Coco and Maka?
I don't think so.
Like, I think the two of them are just special.
Everyone hates it.
It's a Zauber 1-2 for China.
Rick, I was speaking earlier in the week, and we were just talking about the track, and like everyone's just said, like, when they first started practicing, I don't know how I'm not going to spin out around that fast left-hander. Like, you know, you got the S.
Yeah, that's impossible. I just remember now.
Rick was like, he was like being serious. Like, I genuinely don't understand how people don't spin out around that corner. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that for what is it, 27? It's 28 laps. I don't know how long it is, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that 28 times in a row without like putting it in the gravel.
Just being able to finish this race is going to be mad.
Yeah. You got Bellon. Great to see Bellon back. The French connection that is Williams. They're always in Williams, aren't they? They've always driven in Williams. Bellon and.
Were they in Williams last year?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I had an incident with Ballon at Monza last season, so I remember the Williams.
Bellon wasn't happy with LFC. I don't think I've ever heard Bellon speak too much as well as Emperor, but he wasn't happy with basically LFC's. I don't think you can call it I don't think you can call it a dive bomb, because I don't think he was trying to like overtake anyone. I don't have a clue what he managed to do, but he just missed the corner.
I would have liked to see the video.
I think you can see it on who has a good video of it? I think Carcannon actually does, or Dave. If you look at their videos, you'll just see you'll see him go off, and if you watch my one after, you'll hear him go off. He just goes ah.
Was that in the first lap?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Okay, that was somebody else.
We got Adrelok, who had the suboptimal free-stop strategy. I'm guessing that wasn't voluntary. Who unfortunately come 11th. He looked very quick. So that's quite this is where we start getting into the realms of disappointing performances, I suppose. And I think he won't mind me saying that's disappointing.
No, I think it is disappointing. At least for him. Yeah,
and he got fastest lap.
Did he?
Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't notice it at the time. So obviously something went wrong.
Well, I mean, the 3 stops were definitely not his fault.
No, I suspect not. Ryan B in 12th, started 15th, just a bit off the pace, very similar to Heated, who also had a free stop. So I'm guessing he had some issues. And Ibo in 14th, a lap down, so couldn't work. He couldn't work on his points total, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think. I mean, we obviously had LFC who crashed out.
Yeah, Emperor finished in 15th.
Oh, sorry,
he
yes.
was the last to finish.
Sorry, yes. So yeah, Emperor didn't crash out. You come 15th. Yourself, Maka, and LFC were the only DNFs. I can't see that, but there only being 3 DNFs. Oh, well, there's not many places to actually ruin your car at China, is there?
Well, I mean, that left-hander, you can definitely get some damage off from that. At least on the tires, and then
Yeah.
you'll see.
But
In terms of front wing damage, I guess just doing what I do with car cannon. Other than that, you won't really need to change your front wing. But I do notice a constant in all of these races. I mean, at least in the first two, that myself, Maka, and LFC are just the DNF.
I don't think that will. I don't think you will DNF this race. I don't think anyone will necessarily DNF. Like, I can't think of any places where you'll just smash into a wall. Even if you spin it, I don't think you can feasibly. I don't know. I think there's so much runoff everywhere. I can't see anybody like completely wiping out their car. Might be wrong.
I think the pit lane entry is the only real place where you can just crash out.
Yeah, this is one of the few pit lane entries I think you have to practice.
I mean, I have to practice basically everything about China. I have to take it corner by corner, just do it again and again, because I cannot do an entire lap at that track.
So, moving on to China in more forthright detail, who do you predict for pole?
Coco, just straight out.
Coco?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Coco, Maka, me, you, Steve-O, Wave, Adrolock will get pole.
What do you think? We're not going to put a lap in, or what?
I just think I think someone's going to do something silly, and they're going to get pole.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not gonna.
Let's hope that we won't get pole.
I'm not gonna. I'm sure we'll come on to this.
Yeah,
but
we'll do it in the next podcast. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I think I'm predicting that. I'm predicting someone's gonna get pole, and they're not gonna. And they're not. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. You're right. Somebody else is gonna get pole. Hopefully, most of you are gonna get pole.
But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting race. It rains around here a lot, doesn't it? I don't know if that's just me, but it seems to rain around here a lot.
Well, didn't it rain both 2017 races in the league?
I think so. Yeah, I think it did. I think it tends to be
You know,
patchy.
actually, this is my first Chinese Grand Prix in PRL. Because
really?
I wasn't in the race last season.
Oh, okay.
So it's definitely gonna be a DNF. Because yeah, that's how I set my milestones.
Well, to be fair, my first ever Chinese was my second ever race, and I remember getting lapped by Steve-O and being very proud that he didn't really pull away. And it was the first time someone actually noticed me on track, because Steve-O come out after the race and went, I didn't really get away from you very much, but I was so nervous around China. I don't think I had a good setup or anything, or but yeah, so hopefully I don't get lapped. That's kind of my goal. I'm not even joking, like I'm not pretending to be bad.
No, I understand you. I get where you come from, because this track is awful.
It's just a nightmare. I really, and I haven't had a lot of practice, and you know why. I don't really. I will gladly talk about it, but
Well, I think you have to.
I think I have to. I'm
People need to find out.
So I owe an apology to the organisers because we have a WhatsApp group and I've not been on it for 3 days, so they were probably thinking, what on earth has gone on? But on Wednesday, I went out with a friend of mine, obviously celebrating the heroics of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and yeah, effectively fell over under the influence of a lot of alcohol, lost my phone, and in a separate incident, I don't know how related the two were. I got a concussion effectively, in I think from hitting my head from slipping on a cocktail, and also got into someone's car who I thought was my cab driver, and it wasn't my cab driver. What actually happened was it was a complete just normal driver who thought I was carjacking him, so decided to punch me quite a few times in the jaw, and then realised that I wasn't trying to carjack him and apologised. So I've not been able to do any F1 or actually look at even a TV because I've had concussion where I can't even look at bright screens until today. So yeah.
You know, the thing is, the guy that punched you in the jaw, I don't see why he would have thought you were gonna carjack him since you were just sitting there doing nothing.
I mean, I don't actually hold anything against it. If someone jumped in my car,
Well, I mean,
I don't know what I'd do.
That's how you do it in the UK.
I don't know. Like, he was very apologetic afterwards. I think it was more of a natural. Because he said, "Get out my car," and I was like, well, and I obviously said certain things because I'm like, why is the cab driver telling me to get out of his car? So it got a bit heated, and then he hit me, and then obviously it come to light that he wasn't my cab driver, and it come to his light that I wasn't trying to rob him. So, yeah, pretty.
The main
mad.
thing is just don't get into a stranger's car in England.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because
Don't get into a
If you
stranger's
do
car.
that in Romania, you know, we tend to be quite nice, I would say. So you wouldn't get dropped just for entering someone's car. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. No. Fair enough. I think the mean streets of Norwich, which aren't normally very mean, claimed another victim on Wednesday night. But I'm back. I think my other half is out getting me my replacement phone right now, so I'll be back in the world properly.
But I was gonna say the replacement jaw.
I feel like I need one. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, predictions. So I mean, you've kind of predicted who you think is going to win for China. Obviously, Coco.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to come second and third?
Well, as I said before, this is a Zauber 1-2.
Zaba 1-2, so Maka second. Who are you thinking
They're
third?
the only ones that like this track, so genuinely think they're gonna be on top. And then for third, I don't know. I'm gonna say myself just to make myself feel better and actually have a target for the race, because otherwise I would just be driving for no reason, since I know I'm not gonna do well. So now that I told myself that I'm gonna do well, it might happen.
I think Wave. Will. Other than I agree with what you said, except I think you can't really discount Wave. I don't know. He's just so fairly quick, and Steve-O might do all right round here if he races. So, but yeah, bring on Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Let's just get this out of the way.
Can I change my pick actually for third place?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, Wave is gonna get third.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself there, since I don't even know if I'm gonna finish the race.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. It's just not. I don't know. I'm really not looking. I am looking forward to it. I look forward to every league race. I do enjoy it, but there are tracks.
Yeah, me too. But I'm not looking forward to driving in the race. I'm looking forward to the idea of a league race.
Indeed, absolutely. But yeah, cool. All right. Anything else you want to add at all?
Well, for this weekend, no. Just
No.
I wanted to go away quickly.
Fair. Fair, I'm in agreement. Yeah, cool. That's all from us. Yeah, hope you enjoy tonight, because it is Saturday that we're doing this on. I might, depending on what goes on and depending on who is available, we might have something later on as well. But cool. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.